Hey guys, Amy with the Painted Spindle. Today I am going to epoxy this decoupage paper. I recently watched a video that Roy Cycled had put on YouTube, and it was about adding epoxy resin to decoupage paper. And I just thought it was the neatest thing. And she made a lantern out of it, which I will eventually do. So she takes these stretched canvases from Dollar Tree and removes the staples and takes the canvas off, and then uses the frames. And then once we resin the paper and it dries, I think it actually takes quite a while to dry, but I wanted to just kind of do a video of how I did the resin, and then I can continue it after it's done. But and then so she takes 4 of these and then makes a lantern out of it, and then once the resin paper is dry, then it's glued onto here, and then a candle's placed in the middle, and it is just beautiful. It illuminates and shines, and it's somewhat see-through, not completely see-through. But anyway, I just wanted to try it, and I thought I would record while I'm doing it because it's something new to me, and I love doing new things. So y'all may have seen this done before, but we are going to give it a try. So I'm going to mix up a little bit of resin, and this is just a piece of wax paper underneath, because I'm going to actually brush on the resin on both sides, and then I'm going to go hang it outside to dry. So hopefully it won't take too awful long. But anyway, we're going to see. I'm going to actually, this was a large piece of paper that I cut in half. And, each panel is not going to take up the whole, amount, but I could put 3. Yeah, that's not going to, but anyway, so, I want to get some bird and flower and some of the typography in there. So anyway, I'm going to do both halves of this larger piece of paper. So the resin I'm going to use is the Epoxy Resin Store. I don't know if you can see that. Can't quite get low enough. Pull you up a little. There we go. So this is part 1, and this is part 2, the hardener. So let's put you back down. I hope y'all can see that okay. It's kind of hard for me to tell, but anyway, so I'm just going to pour equal parts. Oh, actually, I forgot. You're supposed to pour the hardener first. I'm going to move this. So we're supposed to pour the hardener first, and then you pour the epoxy into the hardener. So make sure I do this correct. The epoxy part is really thick. The hardener part is not quite as thick. I'm just going to use a tongue depressor and up a little. And you just thoroughly mix it. And it says about 3 minutes. I don't know that I've ever done it that long. I just kind of do it till, you don't, because like right now, I don't know if you can really see that, but there's a lot of bubbles and a lot of, it looks stringy, but when it's really mixed good, it doesn't look stringy anymore. It looks thoroughly mixed, so you can kind of tell the difference. I think that's probably good. So going to use, well, I'm going to try it with a sponge. I'm going to see how that works. It might tear it up, but I don't think it has to be a thick coat. I think it's just enough to coat it. And I am going to do both sides of it. If you're sensitive to smells at all, this doesn't really have much of a smell, but it is just a tad bit on the fumey side. So you might want to run a fan or make sure you're in a well ventilated area if you're sensitive to smells. And I believe that this was it was non-toxic, but then again, I'm not real sure, but it seems like I remember it had a low something. I'd have to look back up and see. I bought it on Amazon. I can, if anyone's interested, I can leave you the link of what I purchased. All right, so it looks like I've got it all covered. And you can kind of tell already that it becomes, somewhat see-through. And then when that epoxy sets, it's going to be kind of like a stained glass type of look. So I'm going to set this one aside. Well, I'm not going to make you watch me do the other one, but so I'm going to do the other half just like this, and then I'm going to take it outside, and I'm just going to use some clips and hang it from the ends so that it can dry. And then we'll come back and we will make our lantern. So I'll be back. All right, so the paper set overnight, and this is the result of the resin epoxy brushed onto each side of the decoupage paper. So you can see it is fairly translucent, and it's taken on a different consistency. It's like a thin paper. So now what we're going to do is get our frames ready, because we're going to make a lantern. I'm going to put this to the side, and I've already got 3 of these 5x7 stretched canvas from Dollar Tree. Just one of these. I've already got this one started because I don't know about y'all, but I really struggled getting this canvas off of here. The staples are really in there. Y'all might have, I've tried to remove the staples, and I just really was struggling. So, I can use this for something else. So I'm just going to put that to the side. And I need to remove all of these pieces of canvas that remained. Yeah, for being Dollar Tree, they really have some heavy-duty staples. And this is all going to be on the inside, so it's okay that there's some staples there. Good, we have one coming out here. All right, so now we're just gonna paint. Oh, and I do have a couple of little tips for after you paint your paper with the resin. So what I did was I took 2 clothespins and just clipped it on the ends and then hung it, and I had it outside, but I didn't want to leave it overnight outside because I was afraid of the moisture. So I went to bring them in. Well, it was still really sticky, and it folded up on itself in a few places, and then I was trying to separate it. Anyway, ended up being a mess. This half tore, and these are pieces of it, but this part is still big enough to fit in one of the frames. But I would suggest, and I will do it next time, that wherever you're going to hang it to dry, make sure it's somewhere that you can just leave it alone for overnight. I think it's about a 6 hour. I think Royce said it was about a 6 hour. Now I'm not real sure. I'd have to look back, but you can definitely look at her YouTube video on it, and I will also post a link to that. So if you wanted to go look at hers, but she definitely was my inspiration for this. And I do plan on making a larger one. But so anyway, so we're gonna paint these frames, and I'm gonna probably go ahead and do front and back. And I decided to do, this is Dixie Belle's Aviary, and these Dawn Easy Squeeze containers are wonderful for paint. They don't leak and they don't drip and comes out really good. So I really like those. If you use Dawn Easy Squeeze, then those are very good to recycle and put your paints in. And DIY paint dries lighter, so this will be lighter once it's drying, or once it's dry. You can see on this one, see how it's already drying right there. It's a lot lighter. noticing what I should have done. Some of these are pretty rough. I should have sanded that, but this, it'll be okay. It will be okay. And I'm on the fronts of these, I'm going to do a little bit of Waverly's Antique Wax just to warm it up. I'm not going to do it on the back though, because that's where I'm going to put the glue. So just going to use a baby wipe. Okay, so I think we'll do this. This. Okay. Paper first. I want it this way. Actually, I didn't think that through very good because I cut the bird off, but pull it kind of taut so that it looks like a window pane. And there we go. It's really pretty. It's so cool. symbol. Make sure it's flush with both sides are flush. I'm just going to hold it for a second. I think I glued this on the wrong side, but you know, you can always put like maybe a row of jute or rope to cover, or lace or ribbon, anything, you know, you want if you want to cover those staples. Oops. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Just get everything lined up and even. And there we go. We have got this really pretty lantern. And I have a battery operated candle. We're just going to sit down in there. There we go. Turn off that light so you can see it. And that is just really pretty. Look at it from, see the flower there, the leaves, the flowers. It is just really pretty. I just really love how that turns out. And you can also, if you wanted, add some feet. I think that would look pretty too, but it looks good just like this. And you could also build it up and add maybe like a roof. That would be pretty. Yeah, lots of possibilities. But anyway, I just wanted to try this with y'all, and I will definitely be making another one. Um, and I think I will make some sort of an angled roof out of, and I mean, you could even put these this paper on the roof so that it shines up. That would be really pretty too. Um, anyway, thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye bye.